Butthole. All right, folks, here we are. I think we got it. We're having some audio technical difficulties, but I think we've kind of figured out what's going on. They've changed StreamYard ever so slightly that I just forget certain things the way it works now. Folks, here we are. Boogie Bullet, what's going on?
Just another day in paradise.
Was that like a Viking helmet you got on there? What's going on with that?
That's just a self-portrait. That's right.
Nice.
Some clown tried to hassle me at the house, so I had to bring out my six-shooter and show him what's up.
Oh, I got you. Okay, well. Thank you for joining me over on the Secular Revenge channel, the backup channel, because I got a strike from an old video from the Spoon Man video of all videos. Boogie. A man is convinced on live stream that he's magnetized and can stick a spoon to himself, and it's considered medical misinformation. What's the world coming through?
Nice.
Yeah, so I appealed it. They didn't. I don't know. I'm just like, it's obviously a comedy. I don't get what this is.
Spoons don't just stick to skin. That's fucking witchcraft, and YouTube's having no part of it.
So there's that. So I thought, what the hell, we'll just do a little something. I will throw the join link up in a little bit here, and people can come in and say their piece and shoot the shit as more people come in. But with the audio issue, what the issue is used to be when you could share your screen, you would just hit the tab and say share audio, right? And it would just share the screen's audio, but now it's system audio. So if I'm using my player, it's actually rebroadcasting everything that comes through my earphones. So if people are up and I'm using the player, I just have to remind myself to like mute the present screen. But if I use tabs, Chrome tabs, it seems to be okay. Unfortunately, most of tonight what we're going to watch is Chrome tabs. So we got some Von Helton. Might watch the beginning of the Odyssey video for a little context. Schneider Handyman did condense it down to like a half hour, a little over a half hour video. So we could probably just skim through that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit. Some classic emo came up in my feed, Booty Tater. that I think you'll enjoy, and we may start with. What have you been up to there, Hound Dog?
Well, like I said, man, just been shucking and jiving, making that money. But I have a question. I don't know if this is kosher to speak about or not, so I'll try my best to speak in code. But there is a new power couple, potentially.
Yes.
I think we need to touch on that at least a little bit.
Well, let's touch on it, and we can always come back around. But
somebody's getting touched.
Yeah, apparently, if someone lost their V card, I think we found it. It's tucked under Sabella's pillow, apparently.
Smells like green bologna and rotten egg.
Let's not. Okay, well. But apparently the hookup is real. At least that's what's going on and documented in pictures. I don't know.
Hey, it's summertime, man. This is the time.
The summer fling.
That's right. This is the time. And I don't know much about anything, but if I understand correctly, I mean, Mr. Bravo is not exactly down the street, so there was quite the haul was undertaken to get there.
Yeah, there would have been a coordinated effort. We were looking at, what was the time, like 25 fucking hours?
Something insane. If I am correct on where the origin point is from.
Well, yeah, we use generalities, folks. We were not trying to get into people's lives, but I was just curious. I'm like, well, how far did... And I know when looking it up, she traveled farther to Nick's than I could drive to Florida. I can drive to Florida in less time from where I am in Canada to where she drove across country to be with Nick Bravo. Just let that sink in for a sec, folks.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
I guess so. Wow.
Ain't
so we'll
no
see.
Mountain high enough.
We'll see how that all plays out. Speaking of power couples, I haven't heard much about Rev and Shanny, the whole Rev and Shanny situation, other than some speculation. And you got any news on that front? What's going on?
I know less than nothing, man. Like I said, the last that I heard of it, I have no idea who this person was, but they were claiming to be like driving by the uncle house, and there was no cars there. Now, if that's true or not, I couldn't say.
Yeah, we don't know if they're down an alley, if they're fucking dumpster diving, if she's already sold out Rev for a shelter. We don't know. I see that trick coming.
Floated corpse.
Oh my God, he hit me.
Oh yeah.
Set me up in a domestic shelter where I get fed and just lay in bed and cry.
That's guaranteed. I mean, she's already done that. Like,
Yeah.
she has been keeping score ever since she got put in the paddy wagon with 3 handcuffs on. She's been just waiting to get him back for that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how that all plays out. I don't know what's going on with that, folks. I have no intel, and any intel that I've heard is kind of, I don't know. We'll see how it all plays out.
If history is our guide, it's sooner or later they will pop their little heads up and let us know.
Yeah, like groundhogs. They usually do. They usually do. That's what they do. So they must be hurting for internet. I've heard that they've been bumming money for internet. It happens to be in $40 intervals. Right. And they have no internet, so you guys can connect those dots. What's going on? But, yeah, so we got some new Von Helm. The breakup is still underway. I am putting together a compilation of the breakup arc where it'll be condensed so we can review it start to finish. And because it will come back full circle. They're going to end up back together.
Jacobs will wriggle his way back in there.
Yep. It'll happen. And I'm surprised he hasn't been making the moves on Brett Keane yet. But maybe that's going on behind the scenes. I don't know.
Yeah. Brett's not he's not exactly a rocket surgeon, Yeah. But he's not as dumb as some of these other guys either. He's definitely more conniving and tricky. So.
Right. I'm just trying to think what the hell else is going on. Oh, on a personal note, I don't know if I... In the summers, I like to see at least one concert, like a bigger concert, right? Like if there's a local kind of music festival or something, I'll try to check that out when I can. If not, I like to take some time off with my vacation time and go and see a big concert. So I'd already bought tickets for the Pantera thing, which I don't know. I'd rather refer to it as a Pantera tribute, because it's really only 2 members. The other 2 guys are obviously dead. So,
right.
But they got Zakk Wylde playing guitar, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
And they got Charlie Benante from Anthrax playing drums. So it's still like a star-studded. It's going to be cool. I mean, Phil, I don't think he belted like he used to, but who cares? So that'll be fun, because I saw them back on the Far Beyond Driven tour in Verdun, Montreal. And that was a crazy show. Still one of the best high-energy shows I've ever seen in my life. And that came with its own controversies. I'll save for another day. But so it's kind of come full circle from 1994 or whatever it was, and gonna see them again. Lamb of God is opening for them. I don't really listen to them too much, but they're all right. They're heavy, but so that'll be fun. But I am very excited to announce that tomorrow tickets go on sale. Within a very reasonably close driving proximity of myself, there are 2 dates in the same week for Steel Panther.
Oh, no.
Are you aware of the antics of Steel?
I am.
Yeah, well, first I was really excited because I seen they're doing a tour or whatever, and I didn't see any Canadian dates. I'm like, whatever, they pop up here once. Because I'd like to see them. They put on a good show, man. It's a whole, that's what it is. It's a show, right? And then I had seen just yesterday or whatever, they announced a Toronto fucking date. And I'm like, oh, right on, it's September. And I don't even, because it's on my day off, so I don't even have to waste vacation day on it. I'm like, bonus. And then they announced right after another date, and it's a place like actually closer than Toronto to me. Slightly smaller venue, but that's actually better that way because it's more intimate, right?
Vaughn can talk all the shit he wants, but the gods are smiling down upon you.
That's right. So
no curses here, baby.
So tomorrow I'm gonna get tickets, and it actually falls on like a Tuesday or something, of all days. But that's good for me because I work mostly weekends, so I don't have to book any. So I still got all my holidays. I got so many holidays. I don't. People are talking. So many holidays. But yeah. So, anyways, that's that. So I'm pretty excited to go see some Steel Panther action.
Steel Panther.
Did you see them on? I don't watch it, but I saw the clip. They were on America's Got Talent.
I did not see that.
Which is pretty weird because they're like, I would consider them a professional band. They've released 6 albums and a couple lives, and they've had Sarah Silverman in their music videos, but. Then on the other hand, like some people's pointing out, hey, they're kind of like a professional band, isn't this for amateurs? But then do you guys honestly think those magicians that come out with their assistants and the fucking levitating gear and that, you think that they just do that in their basement? Like they're all professionals. They're just trying to like break, you know what I mean, But anyways, that's all I got. Speaking of magicians, I'm going to pull something out of the hat here. So this will be the player, so I'll have to remember when you're talking to mute the the stream will get some echo. Once we get through this, and I'll throw the link out, folks. I'll pin it. Anybody wants to come up and give their 2 cents about the Von Helton shit, we can do that as well. But this is well, Emo was live. He's been going live a lot more. He's a contender. He's trying. And well, let me try this first. I don't want to sit through this because it's mostly, I mean, there's probably nuggets in it, but it's mostly just the poor emo shtick. And this shouldn't echo. But there is a part here where he starts singing, and I just thought I'd share a little bit of that. And then I actually, in my feed, as I was saying, a classic emo come up that I have forgotten all about. It's about 14 minutes, and he's fucking hot. So we'll play that here in a second. Give me a sec, folks. We'll do the tab. And we'll share, and we should be able to hear this.
First was never on the radio. I still haven't found any radio station that's ever played Break On Through to the Third Side. I mean, Break On Through to the Other Side with the third verse in it. Because the third verse goes, I want to get high, so high. Let's get fucking high, so high. Want to get fucking high. Want to get fucking high. That's pretty much part of the lyrics of the third fucking verse of fucking Break On Through to the Other Side. But back then you had morality on the radio. You could play that shit on the radio. You could probably play the third version of the song.
He makes a case, he goes on, that in the 80s, you know, Dire Straits had the F slur in their song.
They did. They absolutely did. It came on MTV a lot.
I remember when I was a kid, they had like Air Band. That was the big thing. Everyone was doing their Air Band lip sync. Actually, a guy that did, this is public school. He was a little bit older than me. He actually made the newspaper. He did We Are the World. And he actually had all the costumes on and tore them off as he was sitting like he didn't actually play, he was just lip syncing. Right. But he did like Ray Charles, Michael Jackson, he did fucking everybody. He had all the costumes.
Oh, that's neat.
It was actually pretty fucking, and considering how, you know, he wasn't even in high school yet. He was like, you know, 8th grade or something. But that was pretty good. Up here he goes on about the fucking
now in today's radio, because there's no morals in the radio like they used to be way back then. So
wait a minute, what?
But yeah, the fucking
there's no morals on the radio now like there was way back then, because back then you could get away with using F-gots and talk about getting high. What?
Third voice of verse of getting gone through to the other side was about getting high. They wouldn't play that on the radio back then.
Dramatic pause.
Because you couldn't be lewd and crude back in the olden days on the radio. You just couldn't do it.
But you're making the argument they could. I guess he's getting confused because he's saying they wouldn't play the third verse of the Doors. But then he goes on here, I don't want to skim through to find it, but he makes a case for in the 80s you could call people F-gots.
I think emo's history is about as good as his math.
Yeah, he was trying to work fucking Google. Right. What was that, Siri or whatever? What's 10?
Listen, 3,000 times 300 with 3 extra zeros.
All right, so that's $5 a day. Okay. And Siri, add that up.
So. Alright, so let me see if I can find something here from it. Come on.
Here we go. Emo Unplugged.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't want to spend too much time on this. There's a couple little nuggets, like I said, but I don't think it's anything we got to go through. But the classic I got here, give me a sec. The classic I got lined up here, folks, called The Truth. This is, give me a sec. Let me get this set up. Oh, he's so worked up he can't even do his intro. So this is, to give it some context as I'm presenting it here. This is back in the Jim the Trucker. Remember that? Jim the Trucker.
Jim the Trucker. That's not the shrimping trucker, is it?
No. So this is when he was on a heavy rage kick. He's got, you've seen the thumbnails. He's got the black dress shirt, kind of short sleeve dress shirt on. He did like that week a slur of videos. And he goes, "I hope you drive your truck into the side of a mountain and die." He was just fucking, because someone dared leave a fucking comment on one of his videos. The guy was named Jim the Trucker.
Yeah.
So he mentions Jim the Trucker. And trust me, this one gets hot. So, like I said, I'll have to remember to mute this. Sorry, folks. And when you're talking, we're going to get an echo. So I don't need 100 people telling me there's echo. I know there might be some echo. But we'll just have to...
Butthole.
All right, let's do it, folks. Thanks for joining.
Okay, let's get this straight here and now. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever case would be. You know the drill. People say that you're the number one reason why we don't like you, emo, is because you have no compassion towards other people. And I'm going to address that. See, when I came to YouTube, yeah, I wanted to be monetized. Yeah, I wanted to make money. I wanted to be a star in the community. So I can then take that money and go out and feed the homeless. Give money to the poor. Give money to the needy. Okay? So yeah, at one time I had respect. I had compassion. And I wanted to show my love to the world. There was a time when I would give, if I had it, I would give you anything you asked for. Anything you wanted, I would give it to you. But then the trolls, haters and trolls started. And they kept jabbing me and jabbing me every fucking day for the last 6 fucking months. Okay? For the last 6 fucking months without stopping. They've been relentless. To the point that they've turned all of you against me. And you fell for it. That's what the trolls wanted. Okay? That's what the trolls wanted. They wanted you to fall for it. They wanted you to turn your back on me. So, how are you supposed to stay compassionate? How are you supposed to show love for your fellow man when you're being attacked 24/7 for 6 fucking months straight? Let me attack you every day, day after day after day after day. And then don't come back and tell me 6 months later, after I've been bashing you for 6 months straight, that you won't be an angry individual too. So that's why I don't have compassion anymore. I can't help the homeless because you guys won't help my channel grow.
He can't help the homeless. Let's do a test. I'm going to mute this to see if you get any echo. Let me, give me a test 1 2, test 1 2.
Butthole. Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, as long as I mute that. Okay, so this is interesting. If you're not an emo aficionado and you don't remember this, this is during, remember I think it was just before this, and he had in the background, he had that dildo sitting on the table.
I don't know. Dude, this is news to me. He had a what? Oh, yeah. I remember that now.
I got that pic somewhere.
It was like a little cabinet behind him in that corner, and it had like it was either yellow or clear.
Yeah, it was something. Oh, fuck. Give me a sec. I don't know if I want to dig through how much I want to go through this.
Folks. Oh, you have to have named that emo dildo. It's got to be easy to find. Come on.
I don't know. It's hard on the fly here. Give me a sec.
All on the shelf.
Jeepers. Emo. I know I got that pic somewhere. I'm just trying to remember where I got it stashed. I got shit scattered all over the fucking place. Where is it? Emo. Here's all the pictures.
I've seen more of emo than I ever want to see.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where the fuck it is. I'll know I'll find it.
But the thing smells like dirty ashtrays and butthole cancer.
I got sad emo. I got raging emo. Oh, fuck. I don't know where it is. I know I'll find it right after I stop looking. I'm probably staring right at it. Anyways, let's. I'll play this. But you gotta remember to unmute it. There you go. He's mad though. He's hot.
I can't give money to the poor. I can't donate to people. I can't get out in the community and help the community because I'm stuck in the house with no money, no car, no nothing. Like I said, you want to know the Howlin' Wolf story. You want to know the Howlin' Wolf story? Well, I'm going to tell it to you one more time. At the end of the movie Christmas Carol, where Scrooge has changed his ways and he's happy and he wants to give to the community and he's like, oh, buy the turkey in the window and give it to the poor and help this one over here and help that one over here and help this one over there and help this one over there. That's how I started on YouTube. But the trolls kept browbeating me, the trolls kept bashing me, the trolls kept fucking slamming me. So you know what? I went from the kind and good Ebenezer Scrooge to the nasty evil one. And it's the trolls, it's you haters and trolls, it's you scumbags that want to criticize me, that want to put me down, that want to bully me, that want to steal my content. Yeah, and Jeremiah's a thief. He's now on the list of a thief. So, you guys want to steal my content. You want to browbeat me day after day after day, week after week after week, for 6 fucking months straight.
I'm just gonna pause this for a sec because I'm not an expert on this. I'm not suggesting that a guy with the name Booty Tater maybe, but maybe you can give me some insight. Now this obvious rubber cock that he forgot that he had out appears to have some kind of suction devices on the bottom. I'm not sure if you guys are seeing that out there. Booty, are you seeing what I'm seeing? I'm not sure if you're right there, if you're getting a drink or something, but... Oh, wait. Oh, he said he'd be right back. Okay. But what do you guys think? What are you guys seeing? I know if you're on your phone or mobile device, it may be hard to see. But it is definitely a rubber cock. He left it out, and it appears to have like suction devices. Now I may have seen such a thing in a video before. Yeah, it has legs. If you didn't know, it looks almost like a dinosaur or some kind of like chicken. But do you see the suction devices on the bottom there, Booty?
Oh my god, dude, that is just...
So one can think why it's out beside the computer, right? I can surmise a scenario that would be something like, well, he's got that dirty old chair. Maybe he pulls in a wooden chair, puts down the suction cups, drops the diaper.
What he does is he goes into the refrigerator and gets the glass shelf out and sets it in his computer chair and suctions it to that.
Is that how they do it? I don't know.
Oh, you let me walk right into that one. Yeah.
That'd be cold, though, on the fucking arse cheeks.
I listen, man. It's I think that's how the gays do it, right?
I don't know. I'm not saying like he could take that whole thing down to the glass. I'm just saying your balls would hit it or something. There'd be like radiant cold coming up. I would think that would. I don't know.
Man. Well, he just sticks it in the oven for a few minutes. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is brutal, dude. That is brutal.
Yeah. That one, you can't let that one be lost to time. But anyways,
look at the face he's making too.
So as you're listening to this, folks, just remember, probably on the floor, laying beside him, covered with floor lint and whatever else gets picked up in that house. We've seen his floor. He's got that fucking... Anyways, I don't know.
Well, say what you want about Emo's mother's narrow pussy.
Right.
Fucking Emo does not share that same affliction.
All right. Unmuting. Let's do it.
So now I am back to the Ebenezer Scrooge before he had the visits by the 3 ghosts. That's what you did to me, YouTube community. I used to have compassion for the community. I used to want to go out and help people. But when the YouTube community turned on me, and the YouTube community destroyed my reputation, and the YouTube community made it where I can't make money. So because I can't make money, I can't go out and help people. You did it. You turned me into the angry, vindictive Howling Wolf. You guys did it. Because now I'm to the point where now I don't give a damn about other people. I hate to say it. I know it sounds nasty, but like I said, when I first joined 6 months ago and I started using YouTube full time, I wanted to go out there and help the community. I would have loved to have started a version of Janet's Kitchen. I would have loved to have given money to the poor, but I can't do it. It takes money to give money away. And when you guys turn your back away from me and you don't watch my videos and I don't get paid and I can't do this and I can't do that, then I can't go out in community and do shit.
So he's trying to paint the picture here, Booty, if I'm not incorrect here. Let me do it this way so people can see us. There we go. We connect with the people, intimate and interactive folks.
Come on in close. We promise there's no hidden butt blaster 5000 stapled to the fucking floor.
There's no promises, folks. Never make promises. But I'm just saying, so his argument is before, right? If we could go back in a time machine, when he first came on and joined these communities, I just got this flash, they do flashbacks where his hair's all cut short and kept well, and he's like, succeeding at life, and he's walking down the street, and he's helping his community, right? Does anybody believe that?
Just a man about town, just the pillar of Mexico, Maine. Just an absolute stalwart bastion of, upright citizen.
Well, I would point out he's pulling a shanty, too. He wants to point out that he would help people with other people's money if he had other people's money.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got to give him money so that he can give some of his pocket change to the people at the liquor store, okay?
So remember, this is a man who said he was out, before all this YouTube shit, he was out helping his community. Well, let's go back in time, because we do kind of have a time machine called the internet. And let's hear what he had to say about the people in his community that he was out there helping.
Oh, I can't
loaded
wait.
with niggas, loaded with blacks. There I said, loaded with niggas, loaded with fucking spicks and spades and everything else you want to call it.
So that's, folks, that's what he was saying about his community before all this happened.
You can say whatever you want. You can criticize all you like, but what you can't call him is dishonest.
All right. All right, let's move forward. He starts getting really hot up here, I think.
Okay. It's that simple. It's a chain fucking reaction. So yeah, at one time I was the caring Ebenezer Scrooge. At one time I was the nice Ebenezer Scrooge. At one time I would give money and give anything. There was times in this community that if somebody went to jail, I would say, you know what? Fuck the landlord. I'm bailing this person out. But after the constant browbeating and the constant being made fun of and the constant bullying for 6 fucking months, now I'm the Ebenezer Scrooge before he had the fucking visits.
So he's Scrooge in reverse.
By the 3 goes.
Bizarro.
So you want to know the true story? Yep. My true story is A Christmas Carol in reverse. Played backwards. Because I started as the good Ebenezer, and now I'm the evil Ebenezer because you guys kept pissing me off, kept jabbing me, kept making fun of me, kept bashing me, kept belittling me, kept making me look like the jackass of YouTube for 6 fucking months. And you don't think that takes a toll? You don't think that makes somebody angry? You don't think I have a right after 6 months of belittling, after 6 months of being treated like a piece of shit? I don't have the right to be angry? Fuck you! Do you understand me? Fuck you! And that's exactly how I feel about it. You know why the community didn't... I'll tell you one of the reasons why the community didn't like me. Is because a lot of the things I did in December, I acted like Eric Brandt. I made a phone call to the park, Eric Brandt style. Well, people didn't like that I was messing with Eric Brandt's formula a little bit. They're like, well, you're trying to be Eric Brandt. You're not trying to be you. Well, guess what? If Eric Brandt didn't have Happy Fuck the Cops Day trademarked, if he didn't have fucking Fuck the Police trademarked, I would be out on the fucking corner with a flag saying fuck the police right now, because he can't do it. But then if I went out and did it, oh, you're trying to be Eric Brandt. You're giving Eric Brandt a bad name. You're not being your own lifestyle. So some of the things people saw in my rants, some of the things there was a few things that I did Sam Kennison style, and there was a few things I did Eric Brandt style. And that's one of the and some of you Eric Brandt supporters did not like me doing that, and that's why you guys hated me for it. I think that's part of where some of the disrespect in the community happens. But yeah, I would love to be standing on the corner saying Happy Fuck Day and Cops Day. I would love to be out there with his fucking flag. Because he can't do it anymore, but nothing's out there. Nothing's stopping me from doing it but transportation. And then you guys call me a fake auditor. And then every time I have somebody that wants to audit with me, you turn the person against me. I had a chance where I could have went out and did audits. But all you fucking people turned New England against me. Okay? So now he's not going to go out and audit with me. And then you call me a fake because I don't go out and do audits. But then when I have the chance to go out and do fucking audits, you ruined the relationship between me and the person I could go out with. It's just like all you fucking trolls. You go out there and say, oh, all these auditors need to get a fucking job. All these auditors need to get fucking work. And then when the auditors go out there and get fucking work, you fucking turn around a week later and you get them fired. And then you bash them again. Oh, get another job. And then you get them fired again. How many times has the trolls done that shit? So this is why I don't have compassion against anybody, okay? This is why I don't have respect or compassion for nobody, because nobody has respect and compassion for me. So why should I have respect and compassion for other people when nobody gives a fuck about emo? We're just going to bash him, belittle him for 6 months straight, and he has no good reason to complain about it. He's not allowed to complain about it. We get to bash him for 6 months straight. He's not supposed to be angry. He's not supposed to whine about it. When he complains about it, he's whining again. He's bitching again. Oh, he's not allowed to complain. He's just supposed to sit there and take 6 months of bullying constantly around the clock. No. Fuck you! So I don't need anger management. I need scumbag management. Because all you people that turned around against me, you're scumbags.
So what's interesting here, I'll mute this for a sec. What's interesting, I noticed that too, and every time he says the F God, it cuts it. So this is like an algorithm thing that I think YouTube has, like, because remember they were doing that for a bit? I don't know if they do that anymore, but there was for a little while, if you replayed a restream in certain words, it would cut like that. Like automatically, it would cut the words out. And that last cut, because he doesn't edit shit, right? That's not his editing. So whatever he said in those few frames they cut out was so egregious, the algorithm actually removed it.
Oh, you gotta love it. I mean, you know, and again, there's plenty to criticize with emo, but look at that hair, that coif. Young Kenny Rogers, man.
Yeah. For sure. All right, let's finish this one up.
You're beneath me. You're dead to me. You're worthless to me. Because at one time, I was your fucking friend. And when you joined the bandwagon with the people who've been bashing me for over 6 fucking months, I have a right to be angry. I have a right to fucking be mad. And remember, and they're still bitching about Jim the Trucker thing. I was being blackmailed by fucking voicemail. And because I exposed the voicemail, Jim the Trucker comes on my channel and says, "Oh, Emo, you're whining again." So I'm supposed to allow the blackmail to happen, and I'm not supposed to say this guy is blackmailing me, right? No, Jim the Trucker was a fucking idiot. Jim the fucking Trucker deserved what he fucking got, because he stuck his nose in a place where his fucking nose didn't fucking belong. Now you know the real reason why I don't have compassion. Because yeah, at one time I had love and respect for the community.
So basically what he's describing is, I don't know if you ever watched Blackadder with Rowan Atkinson, but they did a reverse Scrooge story, which is basically what he's saying. But I did want to point out real quick, if you look over his shoulder with these lovely pieces of artwork randomly fucking... Who hangs pictures that close to each other? And one's crooked. But anyways, if you look over... That's his radio station call letters or whatever, W fucking whatever W. But he's mounted it on a piece of, like, fucking, what do they call it? It's not Bristol.
Construction paper?
Yeah, construction paper. This is like, don't you do this in, like, elementary school when you take something, here's your certificate.
Right.
Yeah, they just put a little glue stick, you try to center it, but you never get a center because you're a kid. Kind of like him if you look real close.
Yeah, he couldn't cut the line straight. You know, it's not a square piece of construction paper, right? It's all whopped.
He was all so proud of it, he fucking mounted it on construction paper.
What is that call sign? WFAG?
I don't know. I don't want to get that edited out. All right. Come on, work with me here. All right.
At one time I would...
People always criticize, too, because I still use my mouse like a boomer. But the problem is, the way I got it set up is that the keyboard is actually farther away than my mouse. That's why I never use the hotkeys. But anyways.
Give anything for the community. That's right. I said it. I'll say it before, and I'll say it again. There was times I would pay somebody's bond before paying my fucking rent. But the nice emo Howling Wolf, the respectable Howling Wolf, is gone. Because of 6 months of being bashed, 6 months of being bullied. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Jeremiah is just another troll to me now. He was never my friend. Now I see it. He was never my friend.
I always love in these old rant videos, too, how many times he'll, like, light that cigarella.
I was just going to say.
And then never actually smoke.
Every time he relights a cigarette.
Neither was not now, maybe later. And I was willing to send him my medical records to prove to the community that I had cancer. And neither one of them gave me a fucking address to send them my medical records, because none of them wanted me to send them my medical records to prove it. None of them wanted me to clear my name on that one either. I had a chance. I was going to send them the document. But both of them decided to stab me in the fucking back and ditch me with the rest of all you motherfucking losers out there. So again, I don't need anger management. I need fuck you management. Fuck you from all the scumbags. You want to turn your back and walk away? That's right. Every fucking channel has an X in the corner. Every channel has a fucking unsubscribe button. Use it.
All right, so there's a blast from the past. That is what champions are made of, folks.
That's right. That was an award-winning year for emo.
Oh yeah,
if I ever win $1 billion in a lottery, if Vaughn's gods allow me to win that, I'm gonna remake the Matrix movie. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have emo play Neo, Morpheus, and Agent Smith in the movie.
Jeez, wow, that would be a stellar output, I'm sure. So yeah, there's some classic emo, and by that year's standards, that was a mellow rage compared to some of the other shit. I mean, he has his dick out slapping it off the keyboard multiple times. He had fucking
dude. He has been so mad he ripped his diaper off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, diaper mashing mad. So I'm I'm going to throw the link out here in a minute because we're going to get into the Von Helton stuff. But just before we do, I think it would be some kind of social faux pas in light of the new union of the flesh, as the Bible would say, between a certain someone and a certain someone else. I think we got to do a little bit of a flashback to one of my favorites. Folks, I've already started putting stuff in the year-end folder. And I know this is one of your favorites.
It's a good year. That's when you know it's a good year. When in January, you're getting it ready to go. Look at that. Oh, wow.
We're just going to skim through it.
This is definitely one of my favorites.
A short live stream. Because I've got let's see what else.
He looks like he's melting.
Anyway. So, I into some work. What the fuck is that, man? Shit. Oh my god. I know. Hey, everybody. Shirtless Bravo. Yes, indeed. God, man. I am not camera ready.
It's like if an egg birthed a person, what I'd expect it to look
I
like.
was working out, but then I was having a bit of a bad day.
Like 12 pounds of goat cheese in a 10-pound bag.
So, it's going to be a really short live stream. I was supposed to be doing this at 5. Fucking hell. Anyway. You know, I went to, I don't know if I should say it, but, you know.
I just want to play the beginning to give context. I know everyone's seen it, but I just want him to tell the story, and then we'll skim through it and just watch how he just progressively unravels throughout this and just gets weirder and weirder.
Yeah, we don't need him here. You know, I'm just gonna say that, you know, there were some, well, one. Oh my god. Fuck now. Shit. I was having a bit of a bad day, and I did go to the gym earlier today, and I did use the gaming techniques of somebody that I mentioned online here, and I did pick up a young woman. So she left a few minutes ago, but goddamn, I doubt anything will come of it. But fuck. Oh, I felt so good. I needed it. I so needed it. Oh my god. No, she was no. She was not being a dick in the gym, and you know, I was kind of being a dick at the gym. I was kind of, you know, boasting about my dick. Oh yeah, baby. Got her a hold of her.
The only thing that this video is missing is him like sniffing his fingers or something like that.
Well, yeah, I think that's kind of later. And he's like, anyway.
Kind of like, I don't know, man. I mean, I gotta work on my stamina. Definitely gotta work on my stamina. It was funny as like she left. I was like, I'm gonna do a live stream on YouTube. Sure you don't want to be on YouTube? She just started fucking laughing and shut the door. I'm like, okay, whatever. Oh my god.
Right, let's move through this.
No, I'm not gonna be doing that. She was having. I know. It's like I'm probably thinking way more of it than she is. And, I'm going to have her number. I have her name, but.
Well, he did her name. That's good.
No, this had nothing to do with romance. This had everything to do with lust and hunger and desire. And, maybe she was a one-time thing. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to expect her to show up at my door. Ever. But it's kind of nice to know.
That's how good it was, folks. He's pretty much made up his mind. She'll never come back.
Nice to know that I'm capable of getting someone.
I like the purple wine lips just starting to blossom.
I really do think the gym might be the place for me to meet women. But I definitely need to meet them in other places. And and the thing with it is, like, small town Nebraska, you're not going to meet the women on a regular basis. Because, maybe they have, like, beautiful young women into my life. Actually empowered or shamed here in Nebraska. Well, no, I have a machete. I have, is that wrong? Somebody like Von Helton, he is prey. J-Dubs, he is prey. I don't know what a technical pen is, so. Does the tiger lust and hunger, seeing itself as the apex predator? Or does it hunger and lust for that which will consume it? I started laughing at some point. I started laughing. Endorphins flowing through my body as I submitted to her flesh, yearning to be consumed, yearning to be devoured. And
He's so poetic.
Feel so small.
All right, for anybody joining, so the audio issue is way StreamYard does it now. If I don't mute the play screen or whatever, it echoes. So we try to moderate that as best we can. But Evil, what are you thinking? What are you feeling from this performance here?
This has got to be on the Mount Rushmore of dipshits. This is on there. You can't touch this. This is one of the best performances I've ever seen. This alone, if it doesn't grant him at least, in the running, he's at least an honorable mention, because this is amazing.
Well, this is already in the year-end folder.
It's 100% from start to end hilarious. Like, say what you want about Vaughn, but there's a bunch of downtime, a bunch of fucking him repeating himself. This is pure art, what Nick's doing. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's skim through a little bit more of it. Then we'll open it up, we'll throw a link out, and we'll do the Von Helton stuff. But I just thought, in light of recent...
That's right.
Consumed by her power. what's really fun? What's really fun was when I felt her hands around my throat. She took charge upon me, claimed me as her own.
He even gets beat up in his fantasies.
I don't know. Why are you such a fucking jackass? I mean, seriously, why are you such a fucking perverted jackass? Yeah, I met her at the gym though. And, yeah, she probably does do service work. That's probably true. Shit. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and Google that's gross. Yeah, sorry. That's very gross. It might be on my end. Let me check.
It's not on your end. Can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, it was on me. How are you doing? What's going on?
I thought you didn't like me anymore.
I mean, listen, when you come on looking like a newborn baby that's like 8 years old, I mean, how can I resist? So what is happening? What are you doing? Who took your clothes?
In other words,
you definitely have like this young Vaughn vibe going, you know. I'm getting a lot of white buffalo energy from you right now.
Oh, that's not very nice.
I mean, listen, I don't understand what's going on. What are you doing?
You're saying I have a young Vaughn vibe? That's not very nice at all.
I mean, do you know what
Vaughn
looked like as a young guy? He was pretty impressive.
That's really horrible. That's really
He was
horrible. I've been nice to you all the time, every time. Why are you so mean to me?
Are you nice to me all the time?
Are you mean? Why are you mean to me?
I just want to know what's up with the new drag look. Where'd you get the new outfit? It looks great.
I like drag. Drag's fun.
Yeah, where'd you get the new outfit? I want to know.
You are smarter than I am. Just
her today.
She listed more than I could. Honest to God, nerdy.
You invited her back to your house. Okay, is she still in the house?
No, she had to go to work. You upset
now with someone else because I thought that I could marry Dobby. I thought that was my dream.
You don't give a fuck.
And now it's somebody else. And it makes me feel some type of way.
My God, you're just I didn't know that
jealous. I didn't know I could lose you this easy. I didn't know it.
There it is.
If I do a couple push-ups, will you give me a call? Like maybe.
Jealous. Oh my God, she's jealous. She's jealous. Jealous.
I told you don't make those sounds. I told you not to make those sounds.
Miss Parker, you're married. Yeah. You can't have me. You can't have me.
It's so hard to deal with.
Parker, control yourself.
I don't know. He's still my heart. I don't know how I'm gonna
control your animalistic, predatory, cat-like urges, phrases, tricks, whatever, blah blah blah. When I move to another city, get enough of Rihanna. If I had a black, I think we were both laughing and crying. I think we both wanted it, and we both needed it. We both needed it. Yeah, that's my choice, not yours. And I'm gonna take your women, and I'm gonna show them what a real man is, and then you're gonna be crying in the swamp, and then you're gonna offer yourself up to the gators, because you're gonna understand the nature of reality, that you're nothing but a bitch.
So so we get the idea. So I guess he started with Bruce. I guess that's where he started his claim of the women.
Well, if I remember right, I think Our Lady of House Sabella is the one that like brought an end to that stream.
Uh-huh.
Because what you don't see there, when Miss Parker was in there, I was trying to join too.
Right.
He wouldn't bring me up, but I was talking mad shit in the private chat. Bring me in here, I'll put that bitch in her place. I was just trying so hard to get in there so I could participate. He would not let me in.
Okay, I'm just working here in the background, getting this next little segment put together.
You know, but look at him in his undressed state, and tell me that wouldn't make for an amazing scene for when Neo like unplugs from the Matrix in the real world. Like that's it.
Reminds me more of that scene in Ace Ventura where he's coming out of the ass end of the rhino or whatever, the rubber rhino.
Oh shit! But that was without a doubt, in my mind, it's definitely the stream of the year, and it happened 16 days after the new year started.
Yeah. No, it was a good one. It's in the vault, and it's already in the year-end folder. So that's definitely one that we're going to review at the end of the year.
It took 19 days for him to get top billing.
Wow, that was a good start. So we'll see what he has to offer in this new arc of his life. We'll see.
Just to clear it up, when I said I was gonna, go after Miss Park, I wasn't really. I was just saying whatever I had to say to try to get into the stream.
Right. No. Yeah, of course. All right. So let me see here. So we'll do it this way, and I'm gonna throw the link out so people can come up. It shouldn't echo if I do it through the Chrome tab. And this is Snyder Handyman's edit of today's stream. So we don't have to sit through the whole thing. Apparently it's down to just over a half hour here. So we'll work our way through this. And like I said, I'll pin the link out there. If anybody wants to come in and give their 2 cents, you're welcome to. If not, just sit there in the fucking peanut gallery. It all works. Just maybe consider thumbsing it up. And let's see what this has. I have no idea what went on today, so. I know at 10 minutes in the original video, he's screeching about the Supreme Court. So I don't know if that's in this or not, or if we have to go back, but we'll check it out.
Yeah, man, this bullshit's got to stop. I mean, and going all the way back to Waco. What was Waco? Waco was somebody that called, and they weren't even in the state either, if I recall correctly. They weren't in that state. I think a prerequisite should be you must be in the same state. You must have personally witnessed something take place. You can't just arbitrarily call in.
But Vaughn, that's out the window in the day of internet. In day of the internet.
Not really.
Just hear me out. There's a family, okay, and they're pretty popular right now. I can't, infamous, not popular, hate watching, but they're a very dysfunctional family.
Well, I don't watch TV,
and it's on YouTube, and they really mistreat each other verbally, physically. They're assholes to each other. The whole family is screwed up because of the parents. But enough people commented that they actually got something done.
Look at that sneak.
So I mean, you really can't hide the fact there was an abuse there.
We saw that.
Australia.
So this is my backup channel. My main one's subscribed.
You can see if a kid's getting smacked
really
around or being beat down or whatever, and make
break
a phone
OFJ's
call.
heart.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, even if it's, I'd still want to err on the side of the caution of a kid. Does it make sense?
I understand what you're saying, but like I said, it's so goddamn easy.
I'm not saying they call a SWAT team and you make up shit and say they're being kidnapped and held against their will and duct taped in the basement.
They did it to me.
Well, I'm saying I'm not condoning any of that bullshit, but I'm saying though that it's if you see abuse, that's something you should report, especially if it's elderly or children, people that are defensive.
Do you realize that CPS and school teachers and school administrators and school staff are literally saying that I sent my kids to school covered in piss and shit? They're literally saying that shit. They're literally saying it. Is it true? Of course not. A fucking beggar on the street wouldn't send his kids to school that way.
Do you know who
So why are they doing it? Because they've been paid, motherfuckers. They've been paid.
Right.
When you pay somebody, they'll lie in that fucking courtroom. Yes, they will.
I can assure you that teachers are not being paid. I'm not saying I don't know the situation. I'm not saying they're right. I'm not saying they're wrong. But I guarantee you, as
I
a guy
guarantee you that my
as a guy
kid-
who's been in the classroom, when you go through that bullshit and you start documenting things you see and talking to other
didn't have any
people, and you're having extra meetings involved. No teacher on their own limit. It's a bunch of bullshit that they go through, knowing full well that 99% of the time it's going to fall on deaf ears anyway. Trust me, teachers are not going out of their way to create more bullshit for themselves.
It's a matter of court record, bro. Sorry. It's all a matter of court
I'm just
record.
saying though that there's not this malicious group of teachers out
Well,
there.
I'm sorry, but there is, because they've been paid by James Arnold fucking Frost. They were paid big money to go in that courtroom and lie and say that
Still
my
waiting on
kids
my
were
check,
literally
bro.
covered
I don't know if yours
in urine
cleared.
and feces from head to fucking toe.
What's that?
I'm
Yes,
still
they did.
waiting on my James Arnold Frost check. I haven't gotten mine yet.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Well, I once again, bribery and all that, I don't know anything about. But I'm saying the average teacher, and you can ask any teacher this, if they've got a system and a plan in place for this shit, especially if you're in a metropolitan area, there's a lot of fucking paperwork you got to do to make it legal, to make it right, and there's meetings, and I mean it causes friction. You got to touch with the parents. I mean, it's trust me, you don't have time to deal with the bullshit that goes with it, but you have to do it. If not, you get in trouble. And let's not forget that, Vaughn, even if they suspect it, even if they're wrong, they have to report it. That's the law.
Look at him
Where's their
speed
proof?
eating.
Where was the pictures? Where was documentation? There wasn't.
Well, there was pictures. They got leaked all over the internet, and you got mad. But that aside from it, yeah, of course they are. And I heard this. I actually went through this on Clubhouse. And that fucker Seamus, I don't know if you know him. He's a fucker. But he's going on, there's this guy named Von Helton, and the trolls destroyed his life. They got his kids taken away and all this crazy stuff. First of all, yes, if you call anonymously, it is their job, their duty, to follow up every report, just to make sure, right? Because if they don't, guess if it's real, guess what happens, right? But that doesn't mean they take the kids.
Well,
They
I
don't
mean, it
take-
was the troll. I mean,
Go
it
ahead.
was the trolls specifically that made it make through the horse mods. Like that was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, we killed his mother, right?
Yeah, apparently, we murdered his mom now. He's just, but I mean, the point being is, once they investigate, like, if there's nothing wrong, they leave you alone. They close the file in a month or two.
Kentucky, hater. It's a Commonwealth state. It's different.
I guess they just go on the call and just like, fuck it.
No, that shit gets put to the bottom of the stack behind and below the people that are locking their kids in dog cages, in dryers, in a washer. And that's a
Right.
sad state.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
You know.
But but that just shows you the veracity of fucking the claims and like what must have really been going on, because in a state where they're dealing with like meth heads putting their babies in the microwave and shit like that, he finally, just on the stink alone, the just on what the kids smelt like and what just the filth alone was enough to finally like take the kids, right? So they're not going to take them.
Hey, mustard stains on the shirt for 4 weeks straight on the buzz, right?
Stinking in the first degree. That's
Oh,
a
that
felony, hater.
It was not mustard.
Well, even if it was mustard, I mean, the kids would have just reeked of fucking dog urine and fucking whatever that trailer smelled like.
It's not even the stain. It's the fact that the stain was there day after day after day after day. It was the same, obviously not.
And it
true
was
enough.
the fact that the stain smelled like dog urine for 4 straight fucking days. And that's why the bus driver, not even the teacher that he talks about, not even the principal, not even the nurse, not even the neighbors,
Fucking
it was
janitor
the
called.
bus driver. Yeah, fucking straight up. It was the bus driver that took the kids and said, hey, all the other kids are making fun of these 3 kids, and it's that same yellow mustard stain on that shirt.
It was dried sarsaparilla.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, I mean, if you smell like shit day to day, I mean, like people are going to say something.
Well, I mean, right from the beginning, the doctor reported there was shit in the hair. I mean, from that point on, I mean,
The denial. The
Kids have
denial.
been living in shit for a decade and a quarter.
Oh, good
born
God.
into
that is
shit.
That's a world of shit, I believe.
The denial in this stream where he goes into absolute rage of, yeah, that's right, the principal, you know, the nurse, the school bus driver, the fucking
So
entire
everyone who
fucking-
came in contact with him, including doctors and nurses, so
the
everyone
entire
but you, Vaughn,
school
the entire authoritative hierarchy of Clay County has smelled your children and decided that you don't need to be their father.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
and all
how
it took was
bad-
100,000.
How bad do
Just
you have to
under-
stink for the state to get involved? Just think about that, people.
Stinking in the first degree.
That's like actual
Smelling
fucking state offense to smell that bad. That's
It's
I don't.
fucking
You know
name
the
is stinky.
ins and outs of the case. I'm just speaking in generalized terms, though, Vaughn. That's the way kind of how it works.
Well, I'm sorry. But like I said, a fucking street beggar wouldn't send their kid to school that way. So why in the flying fuck would I send mine to school that way? Well, I wouldn't. Duh.
Yeah, I've never seen your kids on camera. I don't think, Vaughn. I don't even know your kids. I don't even know their names. To be honest with you, I think
my father back and my mother. But
Yeah,
you know,
I had to cut his
they're going.
kids' names out of it.
and that's
Straight
just that's just the way it goes.
it's all good.
And the people responsible need to pay. For example, why was 3 blockages left in my father's chest?
Well, we did it.
100% and 275s. Why were those
They leave the
blockages
blockages.
left in my father's
They
chest?
bypassed the blockages. Down
It
there.
was
Who
me
convinced my
specifically.
mother to leave those blockages? Because the doctors had to get permission, and mom gave that permission. So who influenced my mother to make them leave them blockages in my father's chest?
That's what a
that's damn good
bypass
question,
is.
wasn't it?
It was me, Vaughn. It
Because
was
whoever
me.
did is guilty of murder by association.
My God.
Murder by
Right.
proxy, haters.
Yeah,
I did it. I admit it.
because those 3 blockages
He's a medical
obviously is what
genius,
killed
folks.
him.
Everybody
So I just
knows
find
that
it
skid
fascinating.
marks are a prelude to murder.
How,
That,
how, old,
It's
how
true.
old was he, Vaughn?
How old was he? He was 75. He
That's
still
not
had
true.
plenty of time.
No, he
Yeah,
was.
that's, that's not too old. I know that my dad had some health issues later. I mean, obviously he passed away from cancer, but along the way, he had hip replacement he should have had, and they just told him, look, you're too damn old.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, when you get to be so my dad, when he got cancer this time, the doctor told me, he said, we're going to make this comfortable, but your dad's 94 years old.
Right.
And, I mean, he goes, we can give him all the medicine in the world. We can treat him just like he was 30 years old, and he'll die.
Yeah.
Or we'll make the best of what we got, try to slow it.
Mhm.
And we did some shots and stuff like that to slow it, but the cure would have been the kill for him.
Well, see, and that's the thing. He still had at least 10, 20 more years yet. I think Dad's father lived to be 90 something. Mom's father lived to be 101. Mom lived to be 90. So I have no reason
She
not
was like
to believe
92.
that Dad
He doesn't
would
even
live
know
to
how
at
old his
least in
parents
late
are. It's
80s
fucking
Yeah.
or early
insane.
90s. I have
He
no
was
reason to doubt
92.
that. So Dad still had plenty of years left. But of course, they left those blockages in there, and it ultimately.
So remember a couple of weeks ago where someone, probably more like a month or two ago now, but someone actually explained the basic math to him of figuring out when his mom would have been actually, like, how old she would have been during the end of World War II and that. And he could tell that he comprehended it. He cuts it off. He's like, don't matter. It's like,
Because
dude,
he
you just...
contradicted that she was Rosie the Riveter.
Oh, I know, though, why he does it, but it's just hilarious. Like, all you gotta do is subtract the year she died and her age, and it's like, well,
I mean, yeah, it's not hard, yeah.
that's how old she is. And you could see him thinking, and then he's like, don't matter. Wow.
Killed him.
Was your dad active?
Oh, yeah. He loved cutting grass.
Okay.
That was his favorite thing, man, was cutting
Hold
grass.
on,
man.
hold on.
Oh,
He
I
cut the
bet.
grass so much.
There you go. Hold on.
I bet
Hold
he
on.
loved it.
Oh my God. He loved cutting grass. But this lazy 58-year-old cocksucking son of a bitch who has
59.
lived under his who has lived under his mother's roof, has his mother for his whole life pay people to cut his grass. And when
Well,
he
it's
was
not
in that,
hereditary.
well,
Love of
when he
cutting
was in that
grass,
fit of
pass it
rage
down.
with, bro, what? When he was in that fit of rages why should I pay rent? Why should I pay bills? Why
right.
should I not
She's
have
my
my
mom.
mother feed me? Why shall I not have 2 welfare cases selected to my address? Why should I not have, being the uber conservative of everyone in the world, fucking feed me, do everything for me, pay to have my cut grass, my grass cut? He is boasting that his father loved to cut grass. That is, wow.
Well, I just think it's funny because I know it was young Irv sitting in the house on the internet while his 75-year-old
No
dad pushed a lawnmower,
No
and he's like,
shit.
and his excuse is he likes it. I don't have to do it. He look, he does it every week. He's out there every week doing the grass. He loves it.
You know,
And-
I mean, well, I mean, that's the thing. We're forgetting one most important thing. At the time, he was a Cold War ninja developing the stealth fighter. Like, we keep forgetting these notable
Yeah,
trivia.
he was busy, I guess, but that's
Could
just
you
like what
imagine in 2009, a month before his dad died, Irv sitting out there watching his dad cut the grass, you know, like grasping his heart, like oncoming advances of heart attack, and Irv going, "Oh shit, I better get back to my 3-color ANSI text computer."
that's like shopping for your wife and getting her a dish rack.
Sure
It's like, well, you do dishes
Here's
every
the
day.
honey.
He's love
No,
it.
it's
I
like
know you
on
enjoy it.
Christmas. No, it's like on Christmas, bringing her like
Vacuum.
No, yeah, a vacuum and a dildo,
A dust
and then
bowl.
telling her if you don't like the vacuum, you can go fuck yourself. You know?
A quirky, good advice.
Yeah, there's some relationship
we,
advice.
we have to chew the fat about that at some point. That,
Oh yeah, we will. We will have a
that's
little
too
power.
insane.
I'm like, Dad, you killed the grass. It'll come back. No, I don't. Not this time. So we had to go get more grass seed and reseed the damn lawn. He literally cut it until it turned brown, man.
He
and
burned it
died.
off.
Yeah. It's like, Dad, you cut it too much, bro. that's
so,
dead.
On a serious note here.
I mean, you don't need to be a botanist to see that it was dead.
Yeah. I have been guilty of purposely back in the day cutting my grass in the backyard a little bit too low on purpose.
Yeah.
Where you can't see it because I was back there mowing it. So on a serious note here, you said your dad passed away of blockages.
Yes.
And that's pretty common, especially with people that age because they're
You know what's sad about the whole thing
because
though?
their diets. Go ahead.
No, his diet was fine. All they ever ate was healthy food, bro. They didn't eat junk food like you and me do. They ate nothing but healthy food all their lives. These people lived in the country, bro. They ate healthy all their lives. But anyway, guess what? Guess what the irony of the whole damn thing is? Not long after my father died, I saw a commercial on TV, ironically, of a new medication that had just come out that eats away at those blockages and opens up the arteries. And had he hung in there for another week, he could have got that medication. It would have opened up those blockages, and he would be alive today.
Well, that's just Bond's God's making sure
So,
he gets his inheritance. That's
There's
all it
irony
is.
there.
Yeah, he eats away at those arteries that were
that's pretty
bypassed.
fucked up, but timing is everything,
Oh,
I
man.
guess. And I got a bug crawling on my.
Holy cow.
Shots for the ladies.
Why is the pocket? Look, go back.
Yes,
go
I
back.
know. I just got,
Pocket always out.
Oh no! Wait a minute! It's coming! It's coming! Hold on!
okay, let's do it.
It's coming!
There it is. That's going on like over a year. That's back when he was doing the foam planes and shit, dude.
How does that not drive him fucking crazy?
5,961 days.
All right, I pulled that out of my ass.
Well, we'll
Right?
go with that. We'll go with that. It's got to be.
What's
Okay,
that thing called when you wear like
Especially when it comes
a
to little
suit,
children.
You have the little thing in your
When
pocket.
it comes,
What's that called?
Oh yeah. When the little handkerchief thing that's in
Yeah,
there. I
is
forget
it-
what they call it, but yeah, it's a little. Yeah.
Is that what he's doing with his butt cheek? He's just doing that with his ass
He
cheek?
just ain't never taken them fucking pants off in 5,961 days.
And he hasn't watched his own videos because you can see it. But that means, like, folks, that's a
Dude,
profound.
remember the camo pants?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Same
it's been
exact
forever.
camouflage pattern.
but this has more implications though, because I can see. All right, fine, he wears the same clothes all the time. We know he sleeps in his clothes a lot and stuff. Well, him and Mouse did it, But
That's right.
that
That's right.
pocket being out, and you can tell it's actually dirty now from
It's
being
brown.
out. Yeah.
It's fucking
This is
brown.
like-
That
The
means he's never noticed. That means he's other than taking a shit, he has not fucking dropped his pants in that long. Like he has not bathed. He has not.
That might be how he wipes his ass, dude. I mean,
Bro, this is like third generation pocket flap. It was
Yeah.
camouflage back at the pocket flap. It
Well,
was
I mean, I treat it like
beige pants. Yeah.
I mean, Schneider. I treat it like Darth Vader. If he takes off his pants, he'll die.
I guess, but I mean, you think he would have noticed though?
It's-
Like,
it's so amazing to me how almost a decade ago, when a couple of us actually talked to Mouse, and she said, "Oh, I've never seen him take a shower." Like, I was like, "Come on, that's crazy." Like, yeah, I'm sure he's dirty as fuck, whatever. But she was telling the fucking truth, dude. This dude is allergic to water.
yeah,
He took sponge baths. I forgot.
yeah.
Sponge baths.
God, imagine that taint.
Yeah, I try not to.
Just fucking.
It's got like shingles
ruined.
on it, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
it's all just fucking. Golly.
So little children, CPS should be admonished to only take calls from the state of Kentucky of people that had actually been there and physically witnessed the children being harmed. That is the only calls that CPS should take. They shouldn't take a goddamn call from the Netherlands. They shouldn't take a call from Scotland. They shouldn't take a call from the UK. They shouldn't take a call from any of these other places. It should be from Kentucky in the same county of someone who had physically went inside the building and saw it for themselves. Because even then they could lie. But at least then you whittled it down to where that it's some cockamamie asshole can't call in and put somebody's life completely upside down like they did mine.
Well,
And like I said, maybe that's
wait
the
a
whole
second.
point of
Wait a second. So there are places in southern Missouri that are isolated hilltops.
it. Right.
And there are people that live out there off the grid. You talked to one of them one time on stream about a guy that's 100% off the grid.
Right.
No bullshit. Not this half-ass stuff. He is 100% off the grid.
Right.
And he's got generators and actually solar cells
Mm-hmm.
and emergency generators if he has to have it. But he could basically have 1,000 people out there in the middle of those woods with him in a compound
Mm-hmm.
doing horrible things to him. And you're saying that if nobody saw it from that county in that area, they couldn't do anything? Even
That's
if
what
it,
CPS. Hey, that's what
if it was
CPS.
online?
Listen. I confronted Helen Baker, the head of Clay County CPS, about that very topic. I did. I confronted her openly about it, publicly.
About
I
having
said,
a
hey,
commune?
in front of witnesses. And I said, hey, what happened? What about these kids that are being abused out here, really being beaten and locked up and burnt with cigarettes? And you know what Helen Baker's response was? We don't get calls for them. We only get calls for you.
That's right.
That was her
How does that have anything to do with it?
So yes, there could be
Listen.
people out there killing
Listen.
people right now. And they
You
ain't gonna do shit if they don't get a
we're
call.
over here bothering with him, but we're not out there catching all the
That's
other pedophiles.
But
Right.
what does that have to do with having been there to see it? He's addressing a totally different issue than what Woody said.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there had to be witnesses of the stain on the blouse.
Well,
Like,
not
he needed-
necessarily. Maybe there wasn't anybody in the room,
Well, I mean, we got to treat it like JFK. Like, I mean, how many witnesses there were, and who was on the grassy knoll with
Yeah,
the
but was
stain on the blouse?
JFK's left butt cheek pocket pulled out?
Exactly.
Vaughn's pocket. There's got to be a troll account out there.
It's gotta be, dude.
That's right. I already confronted the head of Clay County CPS about that matter, and that was their response. So
But if that abuse was going on, I would expect.
I can go into any school. And I guarantee you, I can find at least one child that's being abused. You know how you know? Because they'll be in a corner with their head down like this. That's exactly how you know. I guarantee
so
I can go in
good.
there and find kids.
I
that are
think
being
Stick
abused. 'Cause
needs
they
a
go in
video.
there, their head will be down. They'll usually be by themselves. They'll have a blank look on them in many cases. They're very easy to spot. It's not hard to
You know,
spot kids that are being
there's,
abused.
there's other tells besides
sleepy
that.
kid.
Obviously, there's
I know, but I'm being general here. I'm just
Listen,
being
Vaughn is an
physical
expert
being
at
change,
inspecting
weight
children.
change,
right. But
Right.
the point is,
That's
is
a
that
fact.
it's not
Depression.
hard. It's not hard to spot.
He is. He knows how to. He gauge out abused children, folks. That sounds very
That's
predatory
right.
to me.
I know how to pick them. All
Look at
right.
he's like, it's easy. You know the one. He
Listen,
just,
the ones with their heads down, you just lift that chin up,
that's how he
drop your
picked Mouse. That's how he found Mouse. He fucking.
turn around, let them grab your butt pocket, and then you
Those boys in
pull it
Ohio.
out.
He thought it was a sad little boy in the corner of the internet, and then it ended
Those
up being
boys
a
in
mouse.
Ohio.
That was a neighbor's kid. We did not have sex.
We did not have the sex.
Children that are really being abused. Okay, well, so were my kids acting that way? No, my kids are happy. They're jumping around. They're talking. They're goofing around. They're playing with
Playing
their
with
friends.
dog poop.
They had lots of
rotten
friends at school at the time.
Shitting in the
So no,
vents.
that was the exact. My kids exhibited the exact opposite of the telltale signs of children that are being abused and mistreated. But yet CPS chose to target them anyway.
Well, no. Actually, the reason the school got involved is because your kids were exhibiting signs of children that were abused. That's kind of why they got involved. Just throwing that out there.
Okay. CPS, like I said, CPS is out of control, and they need to be disbanded. At least here in Kentucky. I don't give a fuck what other states do. But here in Kentucky, CPS needs to be completely disbanded because they are out of control. They targeted perfectly healthy and normal children for extinction at the hands and the behest of a bunch of goddamn domestic terrorists on the internet and a bunch of criminals here locally. And that's not good. That's not good. They need to be disbanded. And if there's a way for me to get that done, I'm going to get it done.
Irv's a big
Because
fan
that's
of any
insanity.
word that has stink in it.
You know, I think the police are perfect.
We have given Von Helton no other choice than to make sure those kids receive not one penny of that estate.
That's right.
Because of what we have done.
That's
Oh,
right.
absolutely.
I, a domestic terrorist, am totally against the FBI.
Remember, they are
Okay.
extinct to him. They no longer exist.
Yeah, they can't. Even if he wanted to, he can't give them anything. They're not his.
They're not mine. The wards of the state.
The words of the state. He pulled that years ago. Remember that
Yeah.
back in the day?
Yep.
Literally,
Even
like
if I
15
wanted
years
to.
ago, even if I wanted them back, I can't get them. They're not mine.
They're not mine
You can
anymore.
only draw from the adoptive parents.
That's
You
right.
are cut off, children.
Capable
Well,
of finding out if
it's
somebody's
anyway.
really harming their children. You know, oh my God, Von didn't do his laundry today. We're going to take the kids and drag his kids out of the house kicking and screaming, saying, I want to be with my daddy as they go. Literally. They were literally screaming, I want to be with my daddy. And they're dragging him out of the house.
Remember in the old days, his argument was they knew what time of day he changed the diapers.
That's right.
But
And
They
were
came
always-
every day.
That's
Yeah.
right.
They were waiting down the road. They had it all set. They had
Yeah.
it all coordinated. But then, when Jerry got older, he started calling them. Remember that? When Jerry started, informing CPS that yes, my pants are full of shit. All right, it's time for you to raid our home.
God.
There you go.
God. Jeepers, Jerry.
Cooking up a dumper bumper over here. Get up
He
here
was
and
just
clean
he
me
was
up.
he was playing mute. He was playing the long game, pushing that chair around. He wait for Vaughn to go out of the room.
Well,
and
it's
call
really
CPS.
sad. It's really sad when you watched Jerry sweeping the floor as his dad was throwing fucking packaging material and boxes and everything behind him as Jerry was sweeping the floor, going, fuck, I would love to spend more than 3 months in the same fucking home for 1 year of my life, you know? He was sweeping up behind his father.
Yeah.
That isn't psychological torture. I would think it would be. But hey, what the fuck do I know? All I am, I studied psychological warfare in the Army and in the government. But somehow I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about in that regard. Really? Anyway. Yeah, Vaughn didn't do his laundry today, so we're going to take his kids. Oh my God, Vaughn's got Christmas wrapping and Christmas boxes on the floor on
It was
Christmas
15
Day.
years
Oh
ago,
my God,
Vaughn.
that is clutter. So we got to take his kids.
On
What is
Christmas
clutter?
Day?
Well, what is clutter? Clutter can be anything they want it to be.
They came on Christmas Day?
Yes, they fucking came on Christmas Day and took my kids. Yes, they sure did.
Hey, Rollo, do you remember that night?
They sure did.
Yeah,
Sure
I
did.
kind of remember a bunch of shit when that was going down. I remember Go
that
ahead.
exact morning, he was streaming his Christmas family morning on Blog TV, and we heard the knock at the door, and we saw both him and Mouse respond, and that was it. He rushed back to the computer and cut the stream off. That was Christmas morning.
Uh-huh.
It
I
was.
do remember. I remember he's leaving out a part about the fridge. He keeps talking about the boxes and that, but I remember it was around the same time too. The report was reading like he has one of those fridges where he just took the middle grate out because why have it? And there was like rotten food in the fridge, and then there was like food rotting on the counter that should have been in the fridge, but just
Or
never
the
got
bags
put away.
of trash piled up on the couches to where
Yeah.
CPS workers couldn't sit.
You know, Vaughn's a dirty fucker, but that trailer was something special when him and Mouse were together. I mean, you could watch that mound of garbage just grow.
Oh, him wading
weekly.
through it to get to the chair. If one of them had to get up, they'd literally all you hear is crunch, pop, blah blah blah. He's like,
Outrageous.
Take out the trash, baby. Take out the trash.
Straight up performance art.
Didn't even know that was a
Like
work.
I said, nobody. Like I said, I'm a filthy, evil pagan, and so nobody gives a shit. I bet if I'd have been a Southern Baptist Christian, things would have been a lot different. How much you want to bet?
Well, why not just
I can't
say
imagine
you are to
state
save
worker
your
giving up-
kids, Vaughn?
Giving up a state holiday.
Oh, to destroy the Von Helden family? They'll do it in a fucking heartbeat. Yes, sir. They do it in a fucking heartbeat. If it means destroying the Von Helden family, they'll do it in a heartbeat.
He's getting
Yes,
hot.
they were here on Christmas Day,
Getting hot.
and they took my kids because we had Christmas wrapping and Christmas boxes on the floor. That's documented. And like I said, they took my kids numerous times because I hadn't done my laundry yet or I hadn't done my dishes yet. That's documented too. They come and took the kids one time because I had bought boxes from eBay of toilet paper and paper towels, and I had them in the hallway. Oh, well, that's clutter. That's blocking the exits.
Remember,
They
folks,
make
blocking
shit
the
up,
exit.
Diner.
There you go.
Now, you
Yeah.
and I both know that buying shit off eBay is not child abuse. At least I hope to God.
Yeah, you know what I
that.
think?
I
I think
know
when he
it's
says
not.
buying
Okay, well, then
shit,
why
he
the
may
fuck
have
did they
actually
go in a
been
court
buying
of law?
shit. You know what I mean? I think he's a turd monger.
There could
He's
be,
trying to
yeah.
keep it secret.
He's the scat man.
Remember, the only reason you can take children away is if you block the fire exits.
That's right.
Like-
the
yeah,
fire
like-
exits. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. And he has said that, I don't know, 20 fucking times, where a dirty home, sending your kids to school, with urine soaked fucking shirts, that's not child abuse. No. But blocking fire exits from your trailer where it has 6 bags of fucking trash piled up everywhere, that's child abuse.
yeah, well,
And say that it was because they wanted to take the kids. That's why. They probably were paid by the Frosts with my money, ironically. Here's $100,000. Go get them kids and take them away from him. Here's $100,000 more.
Yeah,
Make
but
sure they
why,
get
though?
adopted out so they never go back to his house ever
He's
again.
admitting to it.
And I already got the video where they told Ronnie Ray to come over here and change these goddamn locks so that I wouldn't get my kids back in November. I got that motherfucking video. I
He
got a
admits
copy
to
of that shit.
everything in this video. This is pure
So,
confession.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, anything.
if
anything
my
to
memory
me- see,
serves,
the
Ronnie
word
did not make it
neglect
a
and the
secret he
word
was
clutter
locking that
can
house
apply to
up.
anything you-
I mean, he was pretty open about, yeah, dude, you can't go in there. Because
You
he
have to
wasn't allowed to
remember-
go in there.
What is Von Helton's number one bitch about locking the trailer was that he could not actually physically lay his hands on a free public service provided internet.
Yep. Biden internet.
Okay. It wasn't the fact that he couldn't go through the house and steal all the jewelry, steal all the money, search the fucking house for money. It wasn't the fact that he can, he didn't have open fucking random anytime access to his mother's trailer, which he knew his mother owned many businesses.
Well,
Eh,
there are a great many enduring mysteries, when it comes to Von Helton. But one of the mysteries I personally, it's kept me up at night, is why does this motherfucker turn all the lights on at night? He turns every light in the house on.
Why
Well, I
does
mean,
Stops
he?
what he's
Wait a
doing and
minute.
goes
Wait,
turn
wait,
his
wait.
lights on.
He's
Why
afraid
does
to
he
die.
lock his children out when they go over next door to their grandmother's?
Well, that's horse vag time. That's his fucking personal.
That's right.
Yep.
You want it to apply to. Clutter can be anything. Neglect can be. I could stub my fucking toe on that bed right there, and that could be neglect. Neglect can be anything they want. They can literally make it up on the fly.
Step-toe
He
neglect.
stubbed his toe that
Stub
morning and
that fucking
couldn't
toe.
help the children, couldn't feed the kids breakfast that morning, and so that's neglect. That's abuse. We're taking the kids. That's what they could say. Or, oh my God, he hasn't done his dishes yet. That's clutter. That's a dirty home. We're taking the kids. They ain't even supposed to take your kids over a dirty house, according to every lawyer I read online. I went and studied this shit online. I read every lawyer website I could find. Not one time did they say that CPS had a right to take your kids over a dirty house. Not once.
Well, I mean, Vaughn's
The
in
only
luck.
time
I
you're
am a
supposed to
lawyer.
take children away from a house is if they are in actual physical danger. My kids have never been in actual physical danger, ever. But they sure
Well,
as fuck come out and took the kids 15 goddamn years in a row. Taking the kids.
15 years.
Well, the point is, his house was in such a state of disarray. It obviously presented a danger to the well-being of the children. That's how bad it was.
It's so fucking stupid too, because like a CPS worker has to write an affidavit to go into his house. Like you need, like a judge has to sign off on that shit. Like,
I'm super glad that Vaughn mentioned those hundreds of thousands of dollars, because I got to come clean, guys. It was the Malakote Foundation for $2 million for the extinction of Von Helton's children. And I've come clean.
that's criminally minded there, Todd.
Yeah, $2 million, all funneled through Larry and James Arnold Frost.
All
Hey,
funneled
Rollo.
through Kentucky's gas pumps. Yeah, what's up?
Do you remember 15 being the common number of 15 shit and piss-filled diapers that he stood over the night all of us watched him on Blog TV saying we don't know what happened in his house?
15 seems to be the golden number with Vaughn and these types of people. Girls,
I know that Secular's familiar with this, and I've said this before publicly, but I want to try again just because we're on the backup channel. I see Richie Ruggs in the chat. That guy's been around forever, if that's the real Richie Ruggs.
Oh, damn. Shout out.
There was a screen. It was a photo on his Facebook, and it was the children were little, right? Like real little. And, they were, one of the kids had Mouse's shoes on, right? And they were, way too. That was why they took the picture, right? The kid was walking around in their mommy's shoes, and right behind them, under the bed, was a pair of whitey tighties with it looked like a melted brownie. It was terrible. No, this was not a skid mark. This was This was like a fucking like a butthole explosion that just. It was rough. It was right behind, and it was everywhere for like a hot minute, and then that picture has mysteriously disappeared. I swear to you, it's real. I've seen it with my own eyes. Somebody out there has it. Somebody has it. And please, could you get that to someone? Because that has got to see the light of day. How that has squeaked through the cracks, I will never understand.
Yeah, it was a rough one.
I'm pretty sure it did squeeze through the cracks.
If only it did. If only it did.
Yeah, well, almost 15, 12 years. Taking the kids. They never stopped. From the time those kids were born, CPS was dogging me and my wife. From the time they were born. Those children literally did not get a childhood because of a bunch of fuckwads on the goddamned internet, constantly calling CPS out here to steal these kids. They never got to have a childhood. They never got to, and now they don't even get their inheritance because they've been adopted out. And if you go online and say, hey, can adopted kids get anything from their biological parents? You know what the law websites say? No. They don't get shit from their biological. Once they're adopted out, they don't get nothing from their biological parents. I could sit here and I could will $1,000 to each child. They won't get a dime of it. Because as soon as you go into court, it's like, oh, these kids were adopted out. Sorry, you don't get your money. It goes to the state.
You can't give them money now. What are you, crazy?
Vaughn,
Every website says that. That's not my opinion. Every
website
legal website says adopted kids that are adopted out no longer get anything from the biological parents. They're cut off. They draw off their adopted parents. That's who they draw from, not from their biological.
This fucking piece of shit.
Damn
is
So
so
the
hilarious.
kids didn't get a child. So hold on. So the kids didn't get a childhood. They lost their inheritance. They lost their mommy.
took
They
their
lost their
inheritance,
daddy.
you
They
fucking-
lost both their grandmas.
What
Their
inheritance?
grandpas were already
Naples,
dead.
dude.
These children literally lost every fucking thing they had because of a bunch of goddamn motherfucking criminals and domestic terrorists on the goddamn internet. And these locals here, local criminals here. And that is a sin. That is a sin.
Cool.
Blasphemy.
And nobody's done shit. Nobody's done a goddamn thing to make it right. Nobody.
Nope.
And
What do you
like
keep
I
changing
said,
it up?
James Arnold Frost paid that goddamn teacher to walk into that courtroom and literally tell that court that I sent my kids to school covered in urine and feces, covered in piss and shit.
Covered
And
in
they said that
piss.
live in a court of law. A street beggar wouldn't do that for
I mean,
their
listen,
children.
you know,
A street beggar.
that's
wouldn't even do
terrible
that.
that happened to them kids. I'm
Oh, I
not
know it's
laughing at
fucked up.
that, but
Why
I'm
did we
laughing
do
that
it?
he's raging. She lied and said they were covered in
Covered.
shit and piss. It's like, how do you get covered? Like,
Well,
how do
no,
you,
no, wait a
did you
minute,
roll them around in it before you put them on the bus? Like what?
bro.
I don't get it.
It's not one school official. It's many school officials.
Well, I'm not questioning that, MJ.
Many.
What I'm saying is, how do you get covered in it? I understand if you have like a pee spot in your pants where you peed on yourself. How do you get covered in it? Does he like have
Hey.
a bathtub full of shit and piss? He just rolls them in and then
Finger
puts them
painting, yo.
on the bus.
Finger
Mustard
painting, my man.
stains on the shirt that you send your child on the bus with many years. But you know what? Just to prove Von Helton wrong, Tom Malico, I'm leaving you everything I own in my will. There you go. Just to prove
But I was adopted out.
that you can.
What a
Gentlemen,
fucking-
I have to work in the morning. I'm gonna make space for someone else. Rollo, appreciate you, brother.
All right.
love
Thanks
you
for coming on. Yeah.
See ya.
Night.
See you later.
See you, Schneider.
All right. The show must go on, folks.
I ain't going to do it. But see, nobody gives a fuck because I'm a filthy, evil pagan. I'm not a Southern Baptist Christian. If I was a Southern Baptist Christian, none of this shit would have happened. I don't think. At least I hope not.
He hopes not.
Well, okay, so
My backup.
let's say
No, I ain't going to do that right now. My computer
This-
will tell me something. Anyway, go ahead.
So I don't have any children. And if I were to pass away and I left $500 to you, you're telling me I couldn't do that because we're not adopted. You're not a blood heir.
Well, now, okay, now that's different, though. That's different.
Well, what's
That's
the difference between me leaving you money or leaving money to the kid across the street or leaving it to your kids? It doesn't matter. I mean, you can leave your
Actually,
money.
it does
You
matter.
can leave your money to
No,
whoever
you cannot.
want. It makes no difference.
Well, okay, all right. Look, okay. I can leave my money to anybody I want. You're right. I can sit here and write out a will right now, leaving every dime of my inheritance to Layla, Helena, and Jeremiah. I can do that. I can write out a will and I can leave every dime of it to them. Unfortunately, when you go to court and the court finds out these kids that have been adopted out, then the court says, no, you ain't getting a dime of that money because you were adopted out. You have to draw from your adoptive parents, not your biological ones. Like I said, every legal website says this. All of them.
No, none of them.
Once they are adopted out, why do you think James Arnold Frost spent millions of dollars paying all these motherfuckers off to lie in that courtroom to get my kids adopted out? Why do you think he spent all that money? Because he knew, as well as I know, that when they're adopted out, they don't get shit. That was the whole damn point of it. So that he could take his property. That was the whole goddamn point of it. You get the kids adopted out, you get rid of Andrea, and you get rid of me. Hey, judge, everybody's gone. Give me the property. And the judge would have given him the property because he's the only one left on the will. See how that works? Because the adopted kids can't get shit. Oh, we're saving a trust for the kids. Okay, well, I went and I looked in the bank account. It's damn empty. There was 32 grand in there, but there was no bills paid. There was no rent receipts. There was no nothing. There wasn't even a safety deposit box. And I told the bank manager, I said, "There's a dummy account in it." She said, "Yeah, it's a dummy account. It's just there for show, basically. They put some money in there and paid one electric bill to make it seem legit, and that was it. But essentially, it was just a dummy account. Where's mom's jewelry? The only way mom's jewelry can be in that bank account is if there's a safety deposit box. Well, there is no safety deposit box. So where the fuck is mom's jewelry? And before anybody says that there ain't no jewelry, there's the goddamn jewelry box sitting right there.
It's
Don't
empty.
tell me there ain't no fucking jewelry. It's just like, they're trying to, that was one of the things the trolls were going to try to get the Frost to do. Oh, there wasn't no war bonds. There wasn't no jewelry. There wasn't no treasury bills or certificates of deposit. Well, see, the problem with that
Is the jewelry box empty? I mean, can you show that to someone?
yeah, it's empty. Fuck yeah, it's empty.
I mean,
Show it to us, Vaughn.
you could say that
Show us
jewelry
the
box
box.
back there and it's filled up with gold coins. There's Scrooge McDuck.
My God, I've got an empty box here somewhere too. The trolls must have taken it.
It's kind of fragile.
They did.
Yeah.
Oh. Empty
Digging up
box.
gold jewelry. Oh shit, there's more in here than I thought.
I'm afraid of moving it too much because it's kind of wobbly. But yeah, it's completely.
So it's completely empty, but I can't move the box. So yeah, imagine if you could go to court with that, Your Honor.
Look up.
This empty box once had $42 zillion.
I think he should. I think he should.
Yeah,
Honestly, it
100
would
war
go over.
bonds.
Golly.
It's fucking empty. There's nothing in it, bro. It's been cleaned out.
I thought you were handling something back there, and it looked like you were handling something in the drawer.
Well, I was trying to get the tray out, but the tray was apparently fixed. It didn't want to come out. I was going to try to pull the tray out and show you it was empty, but the tray didn't want to
Maybe
come
there
out.
was a screwdriver in there.
Anyway, it's too fragile to mess with. It's a very old jewelry box. I didn't want, and it's on spindly legs as it is, so I didn't really want to fuck with it because I was afraid I'd break it. But anyway, the point is, yeah, it's plumb empty, completely empty.
Victorian.
The point is that that I know that's what the trolls and the Frosts were going to do. They're going to go into court and say, "Oh, they ain't no war bonds, they ain't no jewelry, they ain't no treasury bills or certificates of deposit." Well,
Imagine if one day Vaughn's fucking around and he actually figures out how to open the jewelry box and there's like legit as some valuable, like a few rings and some stuff, and he cashes it in that like sustains him for another fucking 5 years or something. I could see that happening.
Swap
Well,
it
see,
for
the
some
problem-
cases of Mountain Dew.
the problem is that I was managing my mom's bank account prior to the Frost taking over. So I know what was in my mom's bank account. I absolutely know. And I will also remind everyone that I was the one that found that there was 13 accounts attached to my mom's bank account. And they were siphoning money out of her bank account little by little. $5 here, $10 there, $20 there. And it was, since it was such a small amount, the bank never picked up on it. They never realized what was going on. And when I showed that document to that bank manager, her eyes got as big as saucers. She said, "Mr. Von Helden, that will never happen again." And it hasn't. And it hasn't.
What do you suppose he means
so,
by other
yeah.
accounts attached?
And this is how because
I don't know. This is
What does that even mean?
well, it's bullshit because this whole story came about, if I remember correctly. Vaughn had to go to the bank with his mom because they saw a whole bunch of online charges
That's what
on
I was
her
thinking.
account.
Showing on
Probably
charges
bills.
for another
Yeah, it was probably bills that were being automatically paid.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's when he was doing his
Yeah.
unboxing fucking
Yeah.
stretch.
Right.
And the next thing you know, that those ended, right? And it wasn't just Jerry's money; it was like this Amazon charges, all these internet charges.
yeah.
And he come up with an excuse that so at the time he was going on that it was like all a setup, and someone got a hold of his mom's information, was making it look like someone was buying stuff. Then it turned into it was a money filtering scam, and they had attached accounts, but they were actually charges.
When Vaughn took over Alice's stuff, the phone bill went unpaid for like $800, to the tune of like $800, and that sounded odd to me. Well, apparently, when you live out in the sticks, they can't just come out and cut your phone off because you're out in the middle of nowhere. So they don't come out and cut it off like they would if you were living in the city, I guess. And that's the reason that Larry, I don't know who is, I'm sure it was Little Jim or whoever. That's why they went to court. Is if you remember, before Vaughn got the double wide or whatever, they went to court and Vaughn got taken off of the financials. and was given power of attorney over her medicine. And
Right.
Larry was the one that had access to the checking account. That was the original beef. Vaughn doesn't talk about that anymore, but Vaughn cried about that forever. That
Oh, yeah.
Larry's got a hold of my mama's checking account, and I can't even get in there and do nothing. But that's when all that stopped. When that stopped, when whoever, like I said, I don't know. I'm sure Larry wasn't the one that initiated it, but someone did, and they decided Larry was to have. I don't. Maybe the gym guy did too. I don't know.
It's
But I
probably
know-
Mr. White. There's her personal lawyer, Mr. White.
But I know that Vaughn was her POA when it come to the medical stuff, because that became a problem when she went to the hospital, because Vaughn wouldn't answer the phone, and they had to have Vaughn's approval for them to go visit Alice while she was dying. And that was a big thing. They couldn't go see her until Vaughn refused to answer the phone. Vaughn did not, and I know I'm saying this, and I already know, I'm already rolling my eyes at what I'm about to say, but that woman was in the hospital for less than a week, and she died. Vaughn did not visit her not one time. Vaughn did not go to her funeral. Vaughn did nothing but take her shit when she died. That's it. He waited to take her shit.
And
Oh, he
refused to
streamed-
let
yeah.
people see it.
All he did was stream with J-Dubs. That's all he did.
Yeah. And now J-Dub says how terrible it was that Larry didn't save her because he was the medical power of attorney.
Right.
When Vaughn is the one that let her die alone.
Frost and didn't
Vaughn
want nothing to
stepped
do with the
over
Frost.
her.
That's why.
Because she had
They
a
were
power
literally
on the ground.
stealing money out of her bank account. That's why. That's why she fired James Arnold. That's why she didn't want nothing else to do with him. It's because they were stealing from her bank account. Somebody that knew her and knew her stuff was doing that. That's the only way it could be done. Because she wasn't out here being frivolous about her information like I do. She didn't have an internet. She didn't have any of that shit. So yeah, the only way they could have found it is if they knew firsthand. But that was fucked up. But yeah, 13 accounts. The God spoke to me. Okay, let's just put it out there. The God spoke to me. They said, you go over to your mom's and you get a copy of her bank account right now. And I'm like, why? They said, just do it. I'm like, okay. So I go over to mom's. I said, Mom, let me see one of your bank statements, please. So I grab her bank statement and I compare it to mine. And down at the bottom of the statement, there's a big space. Okay. Well, mine's empty. But hers has got all these series of numbers down there at the bottom. I'm like, that's odd. So I took one of those numbers and I put it in a Google search and bam, come up as a bank account number. Like, oh, shit. So I scooped mom up and got in the
Google
truck
search
and-
these numbers and they came, bam, it's a bank account in Clay County.
Yeah, apparently you can
Come on,
Google people's
Vaughn.
bank account information or
He
numbers.
doesn't know anything about routing numbers and account numbers and how
I mean,
banks work.
it's just great when Vaughn admits to crimes on stream. I mean,
are you kidding? Like, that's the crazy. I just put in. I just put in 9 numbers and bam, I got your social security number.
Bam, I know who it was.
Yeah, he's probably just put in like the transit number, the branch number, or something. And it was like, oh my god!
We went down to the
numbers.
bank and I said, hey, all these numbers here are bank account numbers. They're siphoning money out of mom's bank account. God only knows how much money they got.
Well, the
Hopefully
bank would know,
not
Mon,
much,
because
but
there's a fucking.
you never know.
Every time you make
And
a
we don't know how
withdrawal,
long they've
there's
been doing it
there's
either.
paperwork.
I guess since
yeah.
the frost had come down, I don't know.
So the story is the bank was, oh my god, Mr. Heldon, we
have
like he's
no
acting like
idea.
it's live people monitoring it.
Oh my
right?
God! This
Like
killed-
imagine a river with the salmon, right? The stream of salmon, all these salmon, right? And there's like people on the banks just watching it. They're just like watching it and like, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Heldon, this slipped through. We don't know. There's no way of telling because all the salmon have already went through. We can't backtrack.
Yeah, we don't document every withdrawal and deposit. You
well,
know.
It's not electronic.
I mean, in this case, the salmon are talking to him.
Yeah.
Do I know which account it
Frost
came
have been
from?
down here for a while.
I don't
They've been down
know.
here for,
I'm not the
I don't
mind
know,
reader.
about 10, 15
That's
years,
right.
something like that. I've been down a while. But yeah,
That seemed like it would be a pretty easy paper trail.
Well, like I said, the denominate they were probably taking like $5, $10, and it was such a small amount. The bank didn't notice it. It just it didn't raise no red flags. And the bank maybe thought that she was okay with it or something. You don't know.
about monthly
when I
charges,
showed the
Vaughn.
bank manager damn near had a heart attack. She's like, "Holy shit!" She didn't say "holy shit." I'm adding that, but
It's
she
monthly
freaked
charges,
out,
Vaughn,
and
for
her eyes
fuck's
got
sake.
big as saucers. She said that'll never happen again, and it didn't. It hasn't happened since. But yeah, it was you know, that's why she cut the frost off of everything, is because of that. That's why I could walk into that courtroom saying, I know this man's lying out of his ass, because mom had completely cut him off because of what happened at that bank. See, you know, he can sit there and make all the accusations he wants, but I knew, because I was in charge of mom's affairs. I was in charge of her affairs, and I knew what she had. And so, you know, and that lockbox down there where them damn war bonds was stored in, there's 5 of them. And each one of those 5 lockboxes had X amount of war bonds stuck in them. I think it's 20.
X amount.
Is it 20? Yeah, 20. Be 20 war bonds in each lockbox.
Keep going, Vaughn. I'm listening. I got to step away just for a second.
Yeah, you're fine. And so, you know, but I knew they'll try to float that idea that, oh, there was no war bonds, there was no treasury bills, there was no certificates of deposit. Bullshit. I saw those things with my own eyes. I saw the war bonds with my own eyes. Just like these jars filled with $1,000 bills rolled up in a scroll, I saw that with my own eyes. You know, but they're going to deny. I'm sure they'll try to deny it, but they can't, because I saw that with my own eyes. It's not hearsay. I saw this stuff with my own eyes.
What does he say? The war bonds were
you know,
$200,000.
It's just, but you know, this shit that anybody can just call up and get somebody locked out of their house, turn off their automobile, get their kids taken by CP, taken away from somebody. That's insanity, and that shit needs to change. Now, I don't presume to have a clue how to go about changing it, but it needs to change. But I do know one thing: I'll go all the way to the motherfucking Supreme Court if I have to. That much I can assure you. Like I said, the goddamn Supreme Court's only a 5-hour drive from where I live. That's it. Well,
do it, Vaughn. Do it.
It's not that far.
They're basically the same as a
I get up at
McDonald's.
4
They gotta
o'clock in the
drive
morning.
to it every day.
Yeah, you just got to
just
drive
walk
there.
up.
As long as you can drive
Walk
there,
up
you
and-
get something in the Supreme Court, apparently. Is that how it works?
Yeah, walk into the Supreme Court and have a case.
A bean burrito Supreme Court, yeah.
So I called the Supreme Court.
Supreme Court with extra extra cheese and sour cream on the side.
He
Getting
should
back
go.
to the
I
war
get out
bonds.
on the
I think he
road.
said
Ain't got
$200,000
about
piece.
black ice to drive the Burger King.
Yeah, something crazy, yeah.
Did a little research.
Guaranteed.
Little research on this. World War II war bonds, starting in 41, were available up to 10,000 apiece.
Right.
That's the maximum value.
So billions essentially.
Unless he's claiming that they're collectible and worth 200,000 now, which is also bullshit. They wouldn't.
Of course.
Well,
Cash them out, they're done.
These are Rosie the Riveters war bonds.
Actual rivet.
Actual war bonds.
I think
Pearl
someone did the diligence, and like the last World War II bond was cashed in like the 80s.
Yeah, there's some kind of time limit on cashing them out as well. But the 200,000 thing is completely unprovable.
We'll make that shit happen if that's what it is. If that's what the gods intend. I don't know what the gods have a plan for. You know, don't presume to know. But you know, the gods obviously they have a plan. You know, they've got their methods. Their methods aren't always our methods, but they've got a plan. And what the hell? Okay, that was weird. I guess we're
He's
still
leaning. He's farting.
Yeah, we're still going. I don't know what. It's just some kind of warning thing or something. Okay, all right, whatever.
Suddenly,
Anyway,
a horse vagina appears.
but yes. Anyways, whatever. The point is, though, yeah, this is ridiculous, and it's got to stop. And now we've got an actual Microsoft employee that got locked out of his home. Well, see, that's if he hadn't been tech savvy, man, he wouldn't have been able to get into his house. He wouldn't have been able to do anything. Because like I said, a lot of these smart homes don't even have key locks no more. They got a touchpad. You got to input a certain code in order to get in your house. And if you don't have the code, you ain't getting in. Sorry, sucker. You ain't getting in. And that's just the way it is. And that is 59 minutes on the money. And so, Woody, I'm going to bid this thing adieu. And we'll end it right here because that's 59:18. And but yeah, man, this insanity This just anybody that wants to can call in and get somebody locked out of their house, locked out of their car, get their kids taken, get their fucking whole life destroyed. That shit can't be allowed to happen no more. It's got to be stopped. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure it never happens to anyone ever again. And I'm going to get my damn kids back too, bitches. Hey, you fucking YouTube trolls. I'm going to get my kids back. Somehow, some way, I'm getting
When
them
they're
back.
18?
Because what happened in that courtroom is illegal. Okay? You can't manipulate a court of law. Okay? That's not legal. Which
Clearly
means
you
any
can.
result of that court is tainted. Now, I know that word taint is probably a big word for you, and some of you probably think it's derogatory or sexual or some shit. But that's not what I mean by that word, and you know
His
it.
taint will be
Anyway, the
enforced.
point is
Maybe
that
I don't
everything
know
that
what
happened in
word
that
means.
courtroom
You know
was
what word?
manipulated
You know
by
what
the
word I am
frost
familiar with?
or these goddamn
Fatherless.
YouTube trolls, which
Right.
makes
It's a
it
Hitler's.
prolapse. It's a prolapsed court.
And so I will get my kids returned to me. I will get this matter turned around. And, you think, oh, well, I live here and I live there and nobody's going to touch me. Well, you're in for a rude awakening. Ask Elliot Ness if he was untouchable. Go ahead. Remember that movie, The Untouchables? Yeah, they
He
weren't so
was
untouchable,
He
were they?
was. He was,
Yeah.
actually.
Whole point.
Who watched the
Watch
movie?
the Untouchables.
It's pretty informative. They
Damn.
weren't
I
so
think it was
untouchable after
Capone
all.
who was not untouchable. I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, that is 1 hour and 1 minute, so we're out of here. Woody, I've got to go. Bye. Y'all have a pleasant day and a better tomorrow, folks.
I think
Oh, not that
Elliot
weak
Ness,
ass salute. God, I hate that shit.
Elliot Ness was literally untouchable.
That was his name in the
Hate
movie.
that salute.
Mr. Untouchable.
Son of a bitch.
God damn.
Costner's a liar, though.
Yeah, if you think you're untouchable, just ask Piltdown Man about that.
Kennewick man would have something to say about being untouchable.
Think this is some Suicide Squad? Well, I'm Harley Quinn.
How can one man be that stupid? And how can Woody just sit there and listen to it? Especially the
Punishment.
TV stuff.
He's
Woody's a masochist.
Yeah, he's
God
milking
damn.
him.
Woody's like a supreme interrogator.
How long till Solar gets back in there? I know Vaughn's got his nose in the knot about Solar. Won't let him in
Vaughn
right
said
now.
he deleted him. He kicked him.
Yeah,
Got rid of him.
He'll be back.
John, too.
They'll all be back.
Definitely.
Jacobs will definitely worm his way back in.
He deleted them. He exterminated them. They're extinct.
Vaughn will get lonely, and I don't know. He's riding the wave. Is he still hanging out with those UFOologists or whatever? That panel of.
No,
he quit that. He quit that after our.
I did a $20 super chat to ask him if he could have Vaughn back on the show, and he explained that no, he did a little research, and that guy just brings a lot of hate. I don't want that. So $20 well spent. We don't have to listen to the Nutter anymore. So there you go. Wondering if Vaughn.
I was looking forward to the fallout from that. I was looking forward to everyone yelling at him.
I was hoping. I tried to get him on. But
that was fun. It was so much fun.
we found out.
So what's next for Von Helton? What's the next step, do you think?
Same as it ever was. Horse vaginas.
He'll be running out of money soon.
And
Full circle back to makeup videos.
And 5,000-year-old dragon humanoid cross that just looked like 14-year-old girls.
Underage reptilians.
Well, I don't know. Inevitably, I do think J-Dub, someone's going to work their way back in with him. He needs someone to bounce off of.
Well, that and the big question with Vaughn is how liquid is Vaughn? 'Cause I got a feeling that little nest egg that he got given to him is about depleted.
Yeah, it's got to be getting there.
I mean, did you look at him? He looks plenty liquid.
Yeah.
Speaking of J-Dubs, have you seen any of his political streams lately? They're just
I don't really watch them.
mind-numbingly dull.
No, I imagine. Yeah, of course.
It's a mix of dog shit and stupid. So
He's got the charisma of a goldfish and a fucking right. Of course, that's why I had Vaughn. He has no fucking nobody cares. What do I care about his?
He's
opinion?
a wall shitter, dude. He's a wall shitter.
Yeah. What do I care? The guy smears shit on walls.
Goodbye on the mirror and shit.
I mean, the ship pressure is everywhere.
Yeah, he's seeming pretty lonely over there, though. He has to spend time with his wife. He's got a fucking Still sporting the Met shirt, I see, though.
I lost count of days on that one.
Yeah, we're way out there now. We got to be going on 3 months or something.
At least
2.5 months, I think, something like that. Yeah. Well, it's just him and Sammy, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And that will.
And like I said,
yeah. The liberals. It's the liberal conspiracy.
Slaughter them.
It's like to slaughter them. Kill every one of them in the streets.
Oh, that was so fucking funny. The first time he said it, I thought he was saying, kill the alt-right, kill the Nazis, but that's not what he was saying.
It's like, it was a call to the KKK.
That's right. He was doing what the KKK and the alt-right accused Jews of doing. That's what he was doing.
He had that like lieutenant guy, Judah something. I want to dive more into this guy.
Yeah, he was
in the background.
Yeah, that dude was wild.
Yeah, he was a leveled up Jew. He had the little curlies on the side and everything. Like he's top level Jew.
He was like when Pat Robertson goes on and he's got his 4 guys in the back, or Copeland, whoever it was, had the guys repeating what he said in the back. He was like that. It's like cheering him on, like a lieutenant or something. Very odd.
Yeah. He was his avatar.
Yeah.
It's ironic considering they're cowards.
It's up to Cisco and Woody to decide the next Vaughn saga.
Oh God, Cisco.
Oh my.
You talk about a dull individual. Holy cow. You guys, no original thoughts.
Well,
it's embarrassing.
The good news is, though, when we do get Vaughn by himself, he's free and untethered. He'll talk about
That's
anything.
when the magic happens right there.
Yeah.
Horses will have vaginas with Vaughn.
Whatever happened to that fucking Candace nut bar? She's just kind of faded into the background.
She's in your part of the woods over there on.
Yeah, I never ever see her because she is in such fringe rooms though that I don't even see them. Not even on my radar. There's some weird shit over there. I can understand how she's getting. Well, I mean, I understand how she's getting played because she's an idiot. But I just mean, some of those rooms over there, man. You'll have some Nigerian dude claiming to be a prophet, and it's got like 800 fat black women in there, like worshiping the guy, and he's talking in tongues and shit. And then Candace is part of that shit, and I'm just like, I can't.
I mean, G-Man is just sitting there. I mean, like it's like, come on, G-Man,
Yeah.
like.
It's G-Man's thing now, isn't it, too?
Yeah, he's over there. He's doing the Israelite, the Hebrew fighting. Yeah, he's over there. But
he could be
interesting.
he could be a hero to Candace, like Horky was a hero to Sabella.
Thank you for circling back. That's what I want to get into.
Yeah,
It's
going
very
on there?
spicy. It's very spicy.
Get into it.
Those two have no self-control, so everything they do is going to be public. They're going to run to the internet and tell everybody what they did today.
Well, Bravo did shut his channel down, right?
He'll be back.
I know he's doing his little cycle, but so humor me just for a second here. Do you think that they're legit together, or they're doing some lame ass like, hey, let's trick the internet into thinking we're a couple?
I saw the pictures posted.
I have to. I've seen them. They're definitely together.
I mean, her obsession with them is beyond. I mean, I talked with both of them on stream, and yeah, it's very real, and it's fucking scary and weird. It's great.
Disturbing.
Yeah.
Disturbing.
It's the weirdest shit. Like, I mean, it's weirder than Shani and Rev. So much weirder.
So see, look. For all you non-Christians out there, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. They took Shani from us. Now we get Shani and Rev 2.0.
There you go.
It's like the story of Job. It's like the story of Job.
Yeah, just gotta be patient.
It's backwards.
It all comes around.
I'm so happy it happened. It's so good.
Yeah, well, hopefully they drift back into the ether of YouTube, and we can get another Nick getting dragged across the street video or some fucking shit.
Oh, dude.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yep.
Do you think she's gonna snap a picture of him asleep with like his little peener and like use it as blackmail? Like, if you ever break up with me, I'm gonna show this to the internet.
Guaranteed.
She seems like one of those types, you know.
Well, I mean, my man. I mean, like I've talked with them on streams. She's dressing him right now, and it's awesome. Like
She's dressing him.
she's dressing him. She's basically dictating every fucking thought. I mean, like it's literally Shani and Rev. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
good.
goodness.
It's so good. It's so good.
I genuinely didn't think that that old Nick would go for it. He
Well, I
likes
mean,
him about 19, you know.
I mean, one consistency with Corky is Corky always needs a guru, and I mean, he kind of had a falling out with Jordan Peterson as of late. So, who's going to replace Jordan Peterson?
And before that,
Sabella.
Stefan Molyneux, he just
Yeah,
took his
exactly.
money and called him a loser.
Yeah. Corky always needs a guru, and his guru is Stabella. It's so good. It's so good.
Shani and Rev with less sex appeal, if that's possible. But I guess it is.
For the next Bond saga, I got to think what fits and what's sufficiently low energy. And I'm thinking karaoke for dead dogs.
Oh, ouch. That's what we need. Corky and Sabella karaoke.
Oh my! Oh my! Oh my!
Singing love songs to each other. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shmuel or something, next to each other.
The Nick
Singing
drunk video.
Endless Love or something. Oh, God.
She consumed me. Yeah, there'll be a breakup video. Oh yeah, there's going to be lots of stuff coming out.
Well, I mean, all things considered, I mean, they're practically living together. So just think of like the Happy Cappy breakup, just times like 9,000 at least.
Yeah, we don't know that Happy Cappy was given a blowjob, so that might change the dynamic a little bit. Though all things are possible from what I hear.
That can't be proven.
Right, we don't know that. That's true.
I mean, Corky was living free with Cabby, so I mean, like these are the facts.
Mm. Well, folks, that's all I really had planned for tonight. I think that we're going to leave it here. And thanks for everyone coming up. And next week we'll be back to our regularly scheduled bullshit. Yeah, magnetized prank. That's medical misinformation, folks, so you got to be careful what you put up on YouTube, apparently. But, all right, that's it. Get out. Go home. Thanks for coming. Thumbs it up.
Awesome.
Fucking magnet.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.